The surprising truth about life. There is no kind way to say this and be truthful. We live in a world filled with lies around every corner. It is a pathetic world, sickening. The deeply damaging lies are related to God and life. The world is interested in hundreds of things such as finance, wars, politics, sports, architecture, wealth, science, disease, security, health, the environment, food, and the list is endless. Somewhere in the midst of these things there might be a concern about what follows life, if anything. A common attitude is one of getting all you can. Religion is a frequent subject but often is discussed as a negative influence, perhaps an old-fashioned idea. Although people would like to understand God and life, it is not believed to be possible to understand these things. However, it is possible. The true reason for the disgust with religion is that the religions of the world are not the truth, since they have no connection with God. People see the weakness in the religions of the world. However, the religion of God is powerful, convincing, with everything fitting perfectly together. So those who love the truth can find it. Even people who live long lives seldom realize life is a test, or have they learned their options at the moment of death. What is religion for, if not to provide the truth from beyond our realm for the purpose of helping humankind to succeed? Religion, to have value, must have an association with God. It always comes back to God's way compared to my way. Maybe the hardest thing to believe is that so many people who like to be referred to as religious are so despicable and willing to lie to get what they want. In the process of lying, they often will say things people want to hear. In order to understand the deceit in religion, you need to get to the root cause. First, to have deceit, there must be the truth that the lie opposes. The truth about God and life resides only from beyond our realm. Our Creator makes no mistakes, is perfect. We see His perfection in the physical creation. It is incredibly, inexplicably complex, and that includes humankind. These things are just the stage and the players. His purpose and how to achieve it is also perfect, nothing is missing. Certainly, a person interested in the truth can differentiate God's work from that of humankind. However, if a person is not interested in the truth, but in getting all they desire, then their character will be very much the opposite of what God requires. Anything that allows him or her to achieve their desires will be their truth. Their minds are closed to anything different. In their attitude, their selfishness, their pride, their greed, they will most certainly fail. They never learn the way of God, the way of truth that they so badly need to succeed. The communication with God. There are many consequences associated with believing you go out of existence when you die. Such people view life much differently. The reason a person believes they go out of existence at death is usually associated with believing they came into existence by some quirk of natural processes. In other words, you are only a physical being. The only reason people believe in an afterlife is that it is taught in the Bible. Thus there is a reasonable source that suggests that there is more. Those who believe in an afterlife reason that the Creator would necessarily have to communicate with His creation. That being the case, which of the known communications promoted by the religions of the world is the best? Well, more than the best, which communication is perfect? Perfect would be expected, perfect communication from the perfect God. There is one such communication that is perfect, and in comparison with all the others it is infinitely better by every measure. However, despite its perfection, it is not universally the favorite. Instead of seeking God, people seek a religion that aligns with what they want. High on the list of what people want is not to be limited by a religion that supports the sins mentioned in the scriptures. Things believed that are terribly wrong. The vast majority of people go through life and are unaware of sin, of what it is, why it exists, and most importantly that you must not die in sin. You can know about sin, but many believe that no good can come from a knowledge of sin. So many things come back to Christianity looking bad, and this can be a reason to ignore the scriptures. People are generally correct about evil being observed in Christianity. However, Christianity is not the problem. But the problem is those who claim to represent Christianity. Those churches of the world teach something much different than the doctrine of Christ. There is power in the truth, whereas the changed Word of God is powerless to solve the spiritual problem that confines humankind. We have a history of people called Christian missionaries traveling the world and making conversions of some, often overwhelming them with charismatic convincing speech. Yet others recognize the weakness of their teachings, and often the history of their evil, and are not misled. Such is the state of the world, and all the result of men and or women changing the meaning of God's message. You need more data to declare which picture is the sunrise and which is the sunset. This something you need is knowable, and then the matter is settled. Without a serious effort you will not know. Knowing this is not important, but knowing God and how to succeed in life is critically important. Actually, it is the only important thing. Since most people are so busy in life, there is no time to seek God and truth. What can be said to change this? For many people there is nothing that will make God important in their life. However, if that person wants to have a successful life, then here is something that can help. All you need is the truth about God and life. It is not necessary to know all the things that are false and believed and then prove them wrong. The truth eliminates all the deceit. Contemplating your goals in life. There is nothing wrong with having goals in life, and it is a good thing. What is behind those goals? Have you chosen the best goals? Ultimately, there is one goal of value, and it is a spiritual goal. Few set their sights on this goal, namely to share in the divine nature. Your goals say a great deal about you. Some people have very modest goals like getting married and having children and then providing them with a good life. That might include a loving family and a variety of opportunities for their children, like a good education, perhaps exposing them to different cultures to broaden their mind in appreciation of the history of various nations. Many people as they age think about a list of things they would like to see, to experience. It could be called a bucket list. All of the worldly goals have a single flaw, namely they are temporary. We can sacrifice a great deal to achieve our goals, and at the end of our lives we have nothing to show for it. In fact, there may be bitterness, since we might have wasted our time seeking temporary goals. The thing needed is the truth about life. The truths that will be discussed in this series of videos. People want evidence, and these 6 books provide the truth about God and life. The many videos in this author's playlists might still leave some in need of stronger evidence, needing more clarity, and these books fill that need and much more.